á bakvið. En þarna eru vinnutæki og gröfur sem hafa unnið hörðum höndum að því að tryggja bláa lónið og að loka því gati sem að þarna var.
Hey guys, this eruption is a thriller and I really hope it's not going to turn into a nightmare, although I would say it's getting close to be one for the Blue Lagoon, and you hear me right, the Blue Lagoon. We didn't think that this would happen that fast and that it would creep so far back to the Blue Lagoon, to areas where it has never creeped before. And why am I saying this? Because just a few hours ago, we were all like, including the scientists, the Met Office, oh yeah, this is good. Perfect location, no infrastructure under threat yet. It's a smaller eruption than the last eruption, so we have only half the lava flowing out. The lava is flowing more slowly, so no biggie, all good. But this volcano, and I said it before, I have a feeling that this volcano is like, oh, you're saying this about me? Hold my beer. Because that's what it did. I mean, this eruption alone is a surprise already because it was breaking a pattern. Usually from eruption to eruption, we needed a bigger amount in the magma chamber to trigger the next event. But this time, nope. Almost the same like with the last eruption. And now the pictures that we're getting from the Blue Lagoon, guys, you have to hold your breath. It's really not looking good, but that's not the only thing I need to tell you about. I mean, we're looking at the defense walls and we're looking at where the lava is flowing, but there's tourists on the run again that think they need to go and have a look at this thing and many other things. So this is really, I don't know how to describe this. A little bit of a frightening video if you really see this, what is going on, but let's go through this step by step. It's daylight now in Iceland. You see the eruption behind me started to look a little bit more harmless and it has slowed down. It has peaked at around 1 a.m. Icelandic time. So, but now look at this, guys. Look at this. That's the parking lot off the Blue Lagoon that you see on this picture that the television radio station RUV has just released. That's the parking lot. And then you see in that spot that looks a little bit more burning, that's a structure. That is a structure. And then you also see to the right, there's an excavator. It looks like they're either building some defense wall or this is previous lava flow. And here's Apollo. If you hear him like snort sort of thing, he's got some problems. You might have known in my life, my life video that I made, and my channel members know, we just found a tumor in his throat, and so he's a little bit with mucus and stuff. We're trying to treat it, so it's bothering him quite a bit right now. But let's get back to Iceland. That's the parking lot, not looking good. And there's another picture here. So the lava is almost covering the Blue Lagoon parking lot in full. If you look at that picture, it looks unreal, but that's not the only thing. There's a service building that is on fire, completely destroyed. And in comparison, look at this aerial video here of how the Blue Lagoon is looking normally. So this is how it looks. You see the parking lot, and then I want to show you a map so that you get a better overview. Where is this lava creeping? Because, you know, just a few hours ago, I show you the pictures. They were saying, okay, it's creeping towards Grindavik, that's the access road for the Blue Lagoon, and Grindavik, basically the main road that connects from Reykjanesbær, the main highway, people from Keflavik Airport, from the capital to the Blue Lagoon and further down to Grindavik. So that has been flowed over by lava, and yeah, that's a usual thing, right? That road always gets it, lava always flows over it. But I said just a few hours ago, well, if it was that fast creeping over Grindavik, it can creep further along, because next thing is Svartsengi and the Svartsengi defense walls, and that's what it did. But it has flown further than ever before. And this is what you see on that map here, and you really have to have a look at this. Everything that you see in yellow, this is the lava carpet that this thing has produced already. And of course, the red thick line, that's the original fissure that was 3 kilometers long. And then you see, it's basically, this time it was making a larger curve around Sillingerfell. The gray carpet, that's an older eruption. So it was basically creeping right along that defense wall. So it looks, if you see the darker gray, that the old lava carpets have kind of built a defense against the new lava. So it was a little bit elevated probably. So the lava was looking for lower spaces, and that's what it did. Like creeping around Stora Skogfell this time, and then right from there flowing down towards Svartsengi, flowing over the water pipes again. You see that here, it's the hot water, cold water pipes there along the defense walls, and so close to the Blue Lagoon. So now, what's important now, how long will this eruption last? Will it breach the defense walls? Will it breach into the Blue Lagoon? Can you imagine this? This is just mind-blowing. And remember what has happened in the previous eruptions around Sillingerfell. Maybe this time around Stora Skogfell. There were lava lakes forming. Big lava pools like puddles. And then one of the walls was breaking, and then we had like a dam breach, a rapid lava flow flowing towards Svartsengi. And such a lava flow has breached the defense wall at Svartsengi in a previous eruption. And if that happens at the Blue Lagoon, you see the blue water areas, how close they are to the defense wall. That would be absolutely catastrophic, because the Blue Lagoon is the moneymaker for Iceland. That's why they always keep it open till the last minute. You know, I have my beef with that, but this is frightening to me. I mean, you know, we don't want this thing destroyed at all. You know, you can have your beef with how it's managed, but you know, it shouldn't be, this shouldn't happen. So, but it doesn't really, it doesn't look good. And then during the night, they said, well, it's slowing down, everything's getting back to normal, peak has been reached, eruption has begun to subside in fewer craters after peaking overnight. But they knew during the night it's unclear how far the lava will flow. And so that now they have reversed, like from all good, perfect location, lava's not threatening anything. Now they're saying the lava has already flowed along unfortunate path. So the CEO of HS Energy, that the lava seems to have flowed an unfortunate way. Thomas Sigurdsson, he said, it has flowed to the west. That's where Svartsengi is, along a dike, and then underneath a high voltage line. They have built protections for the poles. They have put like the gravel there, these old lava rocks. But that high voltage line carries electricity to Svartsengi, and we already saw the wires, like the cables that hold these poles. They looked like they're burning. So what he says is the high voltage line gave out around 9 o'clock this morning. It was done. So they had to stop generating electricity. And this is what this power plant is for, electricity, hot water. So that is definitely not good. And they needed to start backup generators. So this harmless, smaller eruption seems to do the most damage to Svartsengi than any other of these larger eruptions with fast flowing lava flows, with way more lava flows. And this thing is doing this in day one. The last time the defense wall at Svartsengi was breached, that was happening at the last day of an eruption. And this is the first few hours. So this is concerning. So what they're confirming is lava flow has covered both the hot and the cold water pipes. But they say these pipes now have been upgraded to withstand the lava flow. You have to imagine the heat that goes down there. So what Thomas Sigurdsson says, he says it's impossible to say what it takes for the pipes to not withstand the lava flow. So the lava is different than last time. It's thicker than last time. That's why they thought it's flowing more slowly. But I think this lava is pretty fast. And that's what he also says. It's thicker than last time and it flows faster than last time. So kind of weird, because usually you would think that a more liquid lava would flow faster. And he says, hopefully this eruption will end as soon as possible so that they could go at it and fix this high voltage line. But guys, you really have to look at this aerial view, at this aerial picture that RUV has released. This is the Blue Lagoon. This is the Blue Lagoon parking lot. So you see the defense walls, you see where the lava is, and you see where the water is. So that parking lot is outside of the defense wall. And what you see in the video, now the lava has almost already covered the whole parking lot. But this gives you a little bit of an impression how close this lava flow is to the Blue Lagoon. And that's why I'm saying this is a thriller this time, and hopefully not a disaster. You see the excavators there at the defense wall. They're trying to make it higher. They're trying to protect the Blue Lagoon, but it looks like that lava carpet is building up. It is building up there. And if it's breaching that defense wall, then it can fast flow. There is no elevation, nothing that would keep it from running into that blue water from the Blue Lagoon. And I think that would really do a lot of destruction. So this is something none of us really did expect. So it was reported everywhere, on Facebook pages, on natural hazard pages. There were postings that were showing, there's a Facebook group, a natural hazard group. They were posting pictures of this. There you can see from the Blue Lagoon, you can see how the lava is coming, and you can also see the lava flow along the defense walls there. And then in that yellow circle, that's the parking lot. That's how far around the defense walls this lava has already gotten. And I bet you nobody did expect that this would happen when this eruption began. Everyone thought, not far enough north, not far enough south, Grindavik is good. It's flowing westernly, but it's flowing slower, and it's not that much lava, so they didn't expect it. In day one, basically after a few hours. So also, we have from the energy company, electricity company, Landsnet, they have activated an emergency control due to this eruption. So it's an emergency control that has been activated. So Landsnet Svartsengi line connected to the power plant in Svartsengi was broken down due to that lava flow, although they had done preparations to protect it, and they think that with their announcement said that it probably will not be possible to repair the line until the eruption is over. And please, sorry if you hear Apollo, this guy is really suffering right now. So that noise is there. I'm sorry for that, but I guess every one of you who has pets and fur babies, you understand. They have 3 backup engines available, and they can be moved to Grindavik at a short notice, for example, so that Grindavik would have power if the civil defense requests that. So Landsnet is encouraging the residents of the Reykjanes Peninsula, of this area, to carefully follow the instructions that they have given on their public safety websites and on the websites of the energy companies, so that they know what could happen and that they know what they have to do. So this is absolutely crazy. I have a video for you of the lava flow that has happened at Vegur. That's the road. That's what the lava crossed first. And then it was creeping over to Svartsengi, and it was creeping over to the Blue Lagoon, right? And you see here, this already looks like the parking lot that seems to be also there at Vegur. So this is absolutely mind-blowing how destructive this smaller eruption has already been. And then if it touches concrete, it increases the smoke, and it seems to be really burning. And you see the white smoke that you see in the background. Behind that, the mountain, that is Mount Thorbjorn, and that smoke, that's from the power plant, and a little bit to the right of that, that's where the Blue Lagoon is. So it's just mind-blowing to see that, what is happening there at the moment. That is absolutely scary. It's scary looking, because what you see, all that black stuff, that's pushing against the defense walls of Svartsengi already, as you have seen in that map. I'll show you that map again. These are the northern walls of Svartsengi. So in that map, here is Vegur that we're seeing here right now. And that's how that looked there. And now imagine this is at the doorstep of the Blue Lagoon. This is happening there. And there have been other pictures that have been taken by the reporters of that massive lava flow, how that is creeping over the infrastructure, over the parking lots there. And it seems like something burned there. I don't know if that's the Blue Lagoon parking lot, probably that service building. And you see that picture here. That looks like end of day scenario. That looks really, really scary. So everything that you see in these pictures, it's very, very destructive and very, very massive. So they're there monitoring this, but it looks absolutely frightening. And for the Blue Lagoon, you know, it's if you look at that map, that it has reached that far, it's really, really crazy. And the police chief of Sudorns, Olfa Ludvigsson, he has praised, he called them the experts of the Icelandic Meteorological Office for their immediate reaction when the eruption started last night, because it hasn't given much warning time. It didn't take long until it started. And he says, you know, right now the eruption area is highly visible. The access to this area is quite good, but he says people who try to go there, they're at their own risk. So he doesn't want people to go there, but it seems it's not too hard to walk up to the eruption. Vegur has been closed, of course. Also Nesvegur by the golf course and Sudorstranda Vegur. So they have closed off the access to Grindavik, as it seems. What Ulfer said, he said that they were kind of fortunate that this eruption started late in the evening after 11 p.m., 11:14 p.m. Icelandic time, when the traffic on Reykjanesbrau was already reduced, because it's always been problematic with people parking along the road wanting to see the eruption. So also, they were lucky with the weather and the wind direction. It was blowing out in the sea. So this map that you see here, this is how it looked just before noon Icelandic time. So it probably has flowed even further. And now the highest risk is that this lava carpet is flowing on top of each other, so to speak, building up, creeping high up to reach the same height as the defense wall. And if it has the same height as the defense wall, then it can flow over the defense wall. And then going down the hill of the defense wall, it can even accelerate then into the Blue Lagoon. So nobody would have thought that this would happen. And tourists, they're back there. They have entered the area. where the lava flow has destroyed Grindavíkurvegur. Despite the closure emails and the recommendations of the public safety, a number of tourists, we don't know, are they from Iceland or are they from abroad, they have reached the edge of that lava. They're taking selfies. You see the pictures here. I mean, there's toxic volcanic gases. There, a lot of stuff can happening there. Yeah, so they made it past the roadblocks and they were able to get to the lava. You can't help stupid, right? As long as they don't endanger any rescue personnel. But the aerial pictures here of that Blue Lagoon parking lot, that is really frightening. Good news is the water conservation area that is there is not in danger. That's a water conservation area at the Blue Lagoon. And they say right now, despite the lava flow, it's not considered to be in danger. And Svartsengi, that's basically a pipeline that transports hot water from Svartsengi to Fitjar in Narvik, has been covered by lava but continues to carry hot water. So it seems the pipe's still holding up. The water is probably a little bit hotter than normal. They say there has been no change in flow despite the fact that the water is under lava right now. So everyone in Sudurn so far is receiving hot and cold water and electricity, except for a few large companies in the vicinity of Grindavik. So far, absolutely crazy, guys, absolutely crazy. And MBL is also reporting about this. The entire car park is covered in lava. And I mean, if you look at that picture that they have published here, it's absolutely crazy. That's the sign of the Blue Lagoon, and that is melting right now. That is not looking good. I hope this is not a prediction of what's about to come. So whole parking lot under lava, except for a few light poles that stand at the end of, and they're saying what used to be a parking lot. And then the lava seems to have spread a little, and among other things, has passed over a sign that is diverting visitors to the car park. And then the lava is continuing to flow west along the dike to the Blue Lagoon. And guys, honestly, if you look at that picture that they've published here, do you see that hotel building? That's the main building, so to speak. It's so close. I don't think they ever expected it to be that close, and I don't think they will be able to open up that quickly this time. I mean, that parking lot, to replace that might take a while. So absolutely crazy. And this is the main parking lot of the Blue Lagoon. There are parking spaces for around 350 cars, and as well as the bus parking. So the manager of sales of the Blue Lagoon, Helga Arnardottir, she said that the access to the Blue Lagoon needs to be assessed when the time comes, and they need to look whether they can find a different access to the Blue Lagoon. That's the first thing, because it is going around the whole thing, and other access for vehicles, or they need to fly people in with a helicopter. I don't know. I mean, they're quite creative, but it's definitely scary looking, because now I don't see how they can access that in the near future. And another thing that they also saying that for them it's impossible to tell the damage that has happened there at this point. They say as time goes on, as the day goes on and is unfolding, they'll probably be able to better assess this and respond in some way. She's saying there are some other parking options at the reservoir, but we need to take a closer look at these options in the future and not now. And there's a webcam that MBL has directed at the Svartsengi power plant. And, everything is covered in smoke right now because it's daytime. You can't really see that much. But yeah, I guess it's a wait and see game again that we have to do right now. I don't think we have another choice. So, you know, you see another picture here where they're having a roadblock so that they want to keep the tourists from accessing this eruption. They have set this up during the night, but during daytime, people for some reason breached it and they got through this. And MBL has also reported about that breach. And I believe that service building that you see here in the picture is these containers, these container blocks, that has burned, because in this picture, that was when the lava arrived, but it has completely covered the whole lot right now. And then you see the defense walls and you already see the water behind it. So scary looking. Also, if you look at the picture that they have released here, this was early on when it was reaching towards the parking lot, and imagine now all that is covered now. And you see that little tiny opening there. I'll point this here. There they have excavators standing there, and I'm pretty sure it's closed right now, because had they not closed this access road, they have excavators and material there. So if the lava comes too close, they can push it in there and they can close it as fast as possible. Is this then so stable like the other parts of the defense wall? Did they have enough time to compact the material? These excavator guys are heroes. They're working like Fraggle Rock all the time at considerable risk. But imagine this parking lot, everything is covered. And there's pictures, road machines are finishing here that gap. There is actually a picture. Can you imagine this guy in this excavator? The lava's already almost there, and this guy's there probably feeling the heat a lot, trying to cover that gap there, that access road, so that the lava cannot flow right into the Blue Lagoon area. So this is really absolutely crazy. They have released another picture here of these excavator guys and the other truckers that are bringing the material. Is that material stable enough? Could they compact that enough in time? But again, everything you see here is now covered with that. I'll show you the picture again here in the end. There's a video how it's burning. It's just mind-boggling, guys. This was my update. I don't even know what the time is here, 6-something a.m. I've been up all night taking care of Apollo and of course following the eruption. So I thought, we were about to go to sleep, but I thought I have to make a video and I have to show you this. So thanks for watching, guys. If you want to support the channel, check out the links in the description, become a member, or check out my Buy Me a Coffee website. There's a QR code here that leads you directly to the site, or the link is in the description. And yeah, I see you. I'm taking a nap, and then I'll see you with updates, and let's really hope that the defense walls will hold, and that this eruption will die down. So stay safe, guys. I see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.